Shri Guru Namaha. Namaste everyone and pleasant morning for our present here. Bhagavad Gita has its nexus with personality development, no emphasis on dharma, do your duty and leave the rest of cosmic consciousness to take care and to decide. Practice detached attachment to translate oneself from a directionless person to a desire-driven person to a selfless person, which is the highest form of Manushya, which is being mentioned through the three gunas in the Gita. Try towards self-belief, learn to lead a balanced life in order to navigate through challenges, complexities, hardships, and yet be neutral and work towards harmony. Change is a rule of life. Adaptability is the key to all concerns around us. Self-development by upholding ethics, values, and integrity. On behalf of our college, director, principal, faculty, students, and especially Avedya from the Center for IAS and Devali Sanskrit Association, we extend our heartfelt welcome, Hartika Vandanaguru, to Gurgalu for having accepted our invitation graciously. Thank you for your presence all listening. May I now request Dr. Udimai and Dr. Srimati to hand over our token of gratitude to Gurgalu. Welcome, Mr. Shreyas, for having accepted to moderate, and thank you so much, and warm welcome to you. Special welcome for alumni Ms. Shrutira and family of Ganesh sir and Shreyas, and our tiny little guests, Lily Krishna and Lily Shloka. Welcome back to us. A special welcome to my postgraduate students and undergraduate students who are assembled here for this interesting session, some transforming personality the Gita way. To unfold this in a systematic and scientific manner, we're extremely blessed to have amidst us our teacher of Bhagavad Gita, Sri Shivaswami Gurgalu. I'm a student of Sir. My day starts with Sir's recital, Sir's divine voice, which is so inspiring, soothing, recharging, and so addictive, and keeps me going throughout the day. As a teacher, I have learned and learning from Gurgalu to be punctual, inspirational, and above all to be simple and selfless. Gurgalu, an esteemed lecturer and Bhagavad Gita scholar, has dedicated his life and teaching and spreading the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita in both Kannada and English to all age groups. He has multiple adult batches and even kids batch and so on. His service to Bhagavad Gita is particularly noteworthy, having studied it under Professor Ramakrishna Rao, was encouraged by spiritual leaders to disseminate its teachings. Guruji's Gita classes are open to all, without barriers, reflect his inclusive approach towards spiritual education and personality development. His efforts have always been recognized, and he's been conferred with several honors and awards, underlying his significant contribution to spiritual and educational communities. In addition, Gurgalu has been reaching over 10,000 plus people via his YouTube channel, Shivaswami Devi. Welcome, Guruji. Our moderator for the day, Mr. Shreyas Rao, is an engineer, business analyst, and currently a senior mentor for English and logical reasoning for IAS learning services. He has been mentoring students for competitive exams. He is a student of Gurgalu and has been assimilating the teachings of Bhagavad Gita for the past year. He is an extensive reader. His interest ranges from motivational books, science fiction, to spirituality. A disclaimer to all of us, Gita has a wealth of knowledge bestowed on us. The more we focus, the more we get insights and deeper understanding. As our teacher always says and believes, there are three pillars and phases of learning: to keep hearing, Sharana, to keep reflecting one another, and to imbibe and internalize Nidhyasana. At this juncture, I owe my gratitude to my student Shruti, who has made this event possible, Shreyas, the moderator, and of course, Google, without whom this session is not possible. And special thanks to Shilpa ma'am and Shivananji ma'am for having coordinated this event and putting us all together as a garland, which is what we are seeing in today's session. And thanks to my coordinators at Avigyan, both student secretaries of Avigyan and Kerala Association. Thank you so much. I now hand over the session to Mr. Prayas. Over to you. Thank you.
Hello. Namaste everyone, and thank you for being here. As students, we live in a world full of expectations from parents, teachers, and even ourselves. There is pressure to perform in exams, to stay ahead, to fit in, and to constantly prove our worth. And on top of that, we're dealing with distractions, competition, self-doubt, and uncertainty about the future. But what if we could find inner safety, confidence, and clarity not from outside but within? That's exactly where the Bhagavad Gita comes in. It becomes relevant because even though it's over 5,000 years old, it's got timeless wisdom, not just for spiritual seekers, but students like us trying to navigate challenges with strength and purpose. Today, we are honored to ask Shivaswami Gurule a few questions that connect the Gita's teachings to real issues students face, like exam stress, lack of focus, peer pressure, and finding balance in life.
Good morning to everyone of you. And I'm very happy that the Sanskrit department is arranging this program. So I have to thank the department for having arranged this. Probably today is one of the happiest days in my life because I have been seeing so many universe. You need to know what is there in Bhagavad. It's one of the greatest books that India has produced. It's an advance of 700 slokas, of which only 575 slokas have been called by Krishna. And a man who said, I am not going to fight, Yetaka says, I am going to follow your path. It's a wonderful personality development path. I think you have all been vaccinated for COVID. Have you? Well, so that's why we are free from COVID. But we have not been vaccinated as to how we should face the life at all. In our scriptures, in the scripture, first of all, there are Vedas, and then the 18 Puranas, and so many other literaries. All of them, this is the book which will tell you how we should live. That question has an answer. Upanishads are the last part of the Vedas, which tell us how to live. What is that? Is there a God? If there is one, what is the relation between me and God? Can I have a view of God and so on and so forth? And after that, the second one happens to be Brahma Sutra, written by Bhagavata, Vyasa. It only tells the form of appearance. What is to be done? These two are not understandable to us because they are in the old sense. After that came Mahabharata. In Mahabharata, you all know there was a war between Kauravas and Pandavas. When war, everything was ready for the war. Pandavas were on the Drasman and Krishna was there on side which was ready. Everything was ready for the war. Arjuna asked Krishna for this target, say your Samsara. With full confidence he says, stop my chariot building two armies and want to see who are gathered here, with whom I will fight and with whom I will not be whom others will fight, and so on, until I get to this stop my chariot in the middle of the air. Krishna is the chariot, stop the chariot in the middle of the two armies and says, Pachyetam Samvedan Kuru. Tells Arjuna, look at the gathered Kurus here. Arjuna sees. They were not new to him. They were not new to him. He had seen. But who are they in the other side? All family people. All family people. Bhishma, great-grandfather. Bhishma, great-grandfather of the clan. Bhishma, great-grandfather, oldest man in Kerala, grandfather of Arjuna, who had told him story, who had told him speedily, was killed. Second one who was there was the Dronacharya. The teacher who had taught Arjuna and made him one of the best artists in the entire nation of that time. That man is there in the other side. And also, all that were gathered those relations among themselves. Whatever relations are there between man and man, father, son, grandson, brother-in-law, mother-in-law, and so on and so forth. But whatever relations are there were gathered in both the arms. Suddenly he gets into a confusion. Should I fight this war? Should I stop? I told you he had told, say your Samsara. But after seeing them, he gets a doubt whether he should fight or not. Suddenly, he feels this is going to be a genocide, killing of all people, not one doing. He says, Nayot Seti Govinda Utpalputi Kotoha. Says to Krishna, I am not going to fight. Drops his arrow, gold arrow, sits on the back. You are perfectly all right. But a confusion came in whether war was right. Some of you may have the question, was the war right? Usually give the example of some of you large. Was it good to kill him or not good? Had he not killed him, had America not killed him, you would have destroyed half of the world. There was no dharma at all in his behavior. So was the case with the Dhritarashtra people. So there was no option other than being given up. Krishna had tried all these. Sama, Dana, Jeda, and the last one was that. And then Krishna gives him the address. First thing that he says, don't be a coward. Get up and fight. You have heard Vivekananda saying, awake, arise, stop not till the goal is reached. Have you? Have you? Yeah, you have heard it. The same manner, Krishna says, you have to fight back. That was from Kata Purusha. When Nachiketa was told by Yama, awake, arise, stop not till the goal is reached. Here Krishna says, Shudram Hudaya Dogvandam Tishkapalam. That is the first thing that Krishna says. Krishna has had no right to advise Arjuna until he surrendered. So he told all that is going to happen if you party. How people will play, how the entire world becomes harmless, how ladies will become lose their chastity and so on and so forth. He all this talking. Krishna is the greatest he can speak, doesn't say a word till Arjuna goes to the he keeps quiet and listens. When Arjuna feels that he cannot come to a decision, he says some interesting shloka in Bhagavad Gita, this 11th shloka, second chapter. कार्पण्य दोषोपहत स्वभावः प्रत्यांतां धर्मसुपूर्णचेताः यत्रे यच्चा निश्चितविमोहितन्मे शिष्यस्ते एवं शाति मां प्रपन्नम्. He confesses to Arjuna, Krishna, I am confused. I don't know what to do. That does not mean that I accept you as a guru. Please advise me what is good for me. When that shloka comes from the mouth of Arjuna, Krishna gets the right to advise. And then he goes on giving an advice, wherein at the end of the advice, Arjuna says, yes, by your words, I have understood what I should do. I will do according to your wishes. So that's the beautiful end to which Arjuna comes and accepts. And what could be there in that advice between these two statements? First he said, not going to fight. When he surrendered, after the advice of 575 shlokas by Krishna, he says, I am ready to fight. That's a beautiful shloka. I will read out to you also. नष्टो मोहस्मृति लोकात् असाधारणमया स्थितोऽपि गतसन्देहः करिष्ये वचनं तव. My confusions have all gone because of your blessings and because of your advice. Now I am ready to say as you say. I am ready to do as you say. What would be the power of that? One of the greatest psychiatrists on earth. And as I told you about the vaccine, Bhagavad Gita is a vaccine for you to face death. Within 4 years after this, you will all be entering for the jobs. You are trying for some, you may not get it. But you may get it sometimes. Some of your friends may not get it. The real life begins with your entering into the field of Karma. Some of you will have a good job, some of you will not be happy. How to read life? That wonderful question is asked, answered by Krishna. It was not only to Arjuna, Arjuna was, he says in 11th chapter, Nimitta Matram Bhavasavesa. Arjuna represents me and you to Krishna. Here is an advice by the cosmic consciousness in the form of Krishna, and a human being like me and you represented by Krishna. Arjuna asked every question that you could ask. Krishna answered them very well, in a wonderful manner, so that you will be awakened to have a wonderful life. Many times you get सुखदुःखे समे कृत्वा लाभालाभो जयो ततो युद्धायुज्यस्वा नैवोपाप्नुयात्. We have two types of feelings here. Sometimes we are a little bit happy, that is Sudha. Sometimes there is what is called unexpected thing happen, the things do not go according to our own feeling, then it is Sudha. You have to go through the both, pass through the both. And that method is being told by Krishna. I have been a lifetime teacher. Successful students are very good. They are successful, they don't want to talk. But even a failing student must know how to make anything. And for that, an advice is given in 575 slokas, beautiful one, which you go through that, it will change your total personality. You will be altogether a different human being, doing all the responsible job, but without having any tension whatsoever. Is it your idea? If it is your idea, that will be fulfillment. So that is the purpose to that. That is the book that you are going to have, and your professor has told me that they have also some Sanskrit slokas selected for you from Bhagavad Gita. And I was really happy to visit it. So that is the context between Bhagavad Gita will be useful for all of us. Even after 6,000 years of its writing. It is even now relevant, even in the future, as long as human beings are there, it will be relevant only, it will be guiding people. Every time they work. So not only Bhagavad Gita enters you, you have to enter Bhagavad Gita to listen to it and to change your life. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. I think we will set a very clear idea on what has happened as a context. But I think we will go a little deeper, we will really into a couple of questions. So first one is, how can Arjuna's crisis in the Gita be compared to the confusion and self-doubt that last students face today, and how should we overcome?
Well, what has Arjuna to do with? I told you in the beginning, Arjuna represents me and you. He asked every question that I would ask and he would ask. One question which I remember which Arjuna asked me your question now. In this next sixth chapter, he asked about the question. Chanchaladhi Krishna Mati Bhagavad Tasya Nikram Mande Vayu Sudushkara. I will take out the Sanskrit and explain what it is. Mind is very quickly Krishna. Chanchala means Manas Krishna. Manas is very chanchala. Chanchala means Manas. Pramati Bhagavad. It is churning again and again. It is, I can give you an example. Supposing you lose a friend of yours. You remember him when you used to go to bed at night. You want to forget and go to sleep. And you decide to forget. And you try to forget within a minute, it is bad. Pramati is coming again and again. Pramati Bhagavad. It is very hard to control the mind. Chanchalam Vimanas Krishna, Pramati Bhagavad. Tasyaham Nigram Manye, winning over it, I think, is just like trying to control the flowing wind. What would happen if I hold my hands to try to hold the wind or stop the wind? It will pass. Is it not like this? This is one question I have brought to your mind. Every time Arjuna answers a question which any human being would ask. For this also, Krishna doesn't say, I am the God, I just you will overcome it. He will also give a beautiful right rational answer. Yes, it is difficult. Abhyasena Kauteya Vairagya. If you practice constantly, a little bit of Vairagya, if you have what, you will live. Oh yes, there is a Vairagya, I must also tell you an interesting thing with Bhagavad. Is Bhagavad, some people have a doubt like this. If you have what that, I have to believe. Some parents want that their children must not read Bhagavad Gita. Because their feeling is if they read Bhagavad Gita, they will become sannyas. It's not the purpose of Krishna. Arjuna really wanted to leave the forest and run into the forest to do the meditation. But Krishna has his idea. No, you cannot run away. You have to leave. You have to do all your activities in life. It is an advice to Kshatriya, a king. So from king's advice, he goes on continuing. Actually, there are four kinds of book according to Krishna. They are complicated nowadays. One is intellectual class. If you are all going to, you will sit in an office and do your mind work. Intellectual. Another one happens to be Kshatriya. You are, some of you may join to the army, police and so on. That is Kshatriya. Some of you, because you are now student, some of you may get into business associated activities. And some of you, none of these you can do, you will be working for someone. That is not four caste according to Krishna, that is, they are four duties of human. Now it's a little complicated. Because you do not know whether an intellectual, whether a software engineer is a Brahmana or a Sudra. You get the point? He is a Brahmana because he is using his mind to solve the problem. But when you are taking a salary from others and doing the work, it's a Sudra. Even a Sudra, who takes money and does the puja in the temple, is a Sudra. Here, for Krishna, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Sudra are not inferior or superior people. They are all equal, four duties in a society. So he extends the advice not only to Kshatriya, to Brahmana, Vaishya, and Shudra, every human being. And indeed, more importantly, it is not that Brahmana will get liberation. Anybody who is sincere and reads Gita can have a liberated life. Having done all responsibility of the family and to the society, how is it possible you may ask? There is one concept of yajna. Whatever you have done, you offer back to your God. It could be any God. It could be Shiva for you, it could be Krishna for you, it could be Buddha for you, it could be Jesus for you, any God for that. So you offer back to that force. And you can be relaxed. So every day you will be a relaxed human being having done your duty. Whether it is in the office, whether it is in the family, whether it is the responsibility of a father, or a mother, or any brother, sister, and so on. So you will be doing your responsibility and you will be relaxed. Bhagavad Gita would give you absolute relaxed life if you can follow the principle. I think so. There is not one statement, God speak a long time before I am aware of the time constraint. What should be told in 3 months cannot be told in half an hour. Anyway, I will stop at 24.
No, statements. I think it's I got into the points pretty much. So here's a question that I think a lot of us will be asking, and I think some of the points will hear some of those thoughts, right? There's so many distractions in this world. One being tools for anything does it. How can Gita guide students to develop focus and self-discipline? It's super important for our workforce, super important for us.
The question asked is how is it relevant? How does Krishna say what will happen to a man? There is a beautiful two slokas in the second chapter. Sloka number 62 and 63, if you have Bhagavad Gita, you can write down the sloka. How a man goes, all of you want to become really people in life, but something will drag you and push you down. Somewhere you never expected to go there, but you will find yourself there at the end of the day. How does it happen? Krishna says beautifully in two slokas, Jayado Vishyan Purusa Spendas Teshu Pajayate, Sangha Jayate Kama Kama Guru Jayate Rosa Bhakti Moha Moha Smriti Brahma Smriti Brahma Smriti Nashara Smriti Nashara. How beautifully has psychology made many of my students are psychiatrists. One of the students is a psychiatrist who is running 300 bedded psychiatric hospital. She has been a student for long time, 20 years, because there is more there in Bhagavad Gita than what is there in our original psychiatry. So, the act of Krishna is also understanding, right? You are worried about only one thing, first something, and you want to have, you want to have. Act of Krishna is also understanding, right? You want to have, then it is at any cost. This can be explained, say, the relationship why. A girl's picture gets the boy's mind and he thinks of her own being for continuity. She wants to have his partner, what she will. What will happen if that happens? We will begin to get angry. Sangha Sanjayate Kama. That is great desire. When Kama not satisfied, desire not satisfied, Krodho desire. Anger starts. Next step. Krodha Bhodhi Sammoha. Beautiful. Krodha Bhodhi Sammoha. Anger creates confusion. No decision that you will take on earth with your anger is not a right decision. Only a decision taken in a cool mind could be right. Krodha Bhodhi Sammoha. Sammoha Smriti Brahma. After that Sammoha, memory fails. Smriti is gone. Smriti Brahma. Smriti Brahma Buddhi Nashya. Buddhi Nashya is. That's the last thing. With Buddhi Nashya, you are finished. Where did it start? Jaya Vishya. One thing that enters your mind, because so strong you are that it could be anything, maybe it could be money, it could be one, anything for that matter. I only give you an example so that the years to years to pass, and then when you doesn't happen, you get angry, confused. Then what should we do? Krishna has a beautiful thing, and he says, you are like a partner in this. Okay? यदा मनते जायम पूर्वोगा एतोटा इंद्रिया तस्य प्रज्ञा. Krishna wonderfully says a beautiful example of a Kava. If this deviation should not happen, then you are to take care in the very beginning. He gives the example of a Kava. A beautiful example of 1.5 minutes we will see on the screen. What happens when the danger comes to the Kava? Have you seen? I was watching the animal planet, one day, a hungry tiger went near the tortoise. It wanted to eat whatever it got. Then this is what does that. So there is a tortoise. The lion got his pride. Somehow operated. Turns it upside down. Uses its sharpest teeth to break it. No. Its claws are also very sharp. nothing goes in. All is spread. Yes, it moves away. If you can control your senses for some time, you will definitely have a great speech. While now, Masa, another interesting example of Krishna tells how we go down. If you can steer the boat to the point you want to go, you have control over your mind. If you cannot steer the boat moves according to the air, it will take you wherever you. I usually tell this with an example. Suppose you are walking in the evening, Pani Puri is your favorite snack if you usually eat. The smell strikes your nose. Without even verifying it, you will go and try to have. If you could tell your mind, no, not today, I will give you one next month. I will give you one next month. If you have control over desire, you are a perfect human being. Are the desires controlling you, or are you controlling the desires? Isn't it a wonderful question? Who controls who? My desires controls me means I go somewhere and then somewhere else. If I control the desire, then I must reach the place which I want to. A beautiful concept of life is given to you. And what should we do? I need to go to the next question. And
Yes, so I think maybe we move to the last question, right? I think we kind of went over this, little bit on how to manage emotional side, anger, fear, jealousy, especially in our competitive environment. Or we can go to the highlights of personality development in Bhagavad Gita. Which one do you want?
well, what is this interest remedy that Krishna has been telling Arjuna and Shri? What should we do? What is the best thing to do to keep ourselves in that way? There is one chapter, 16th chapter. I am referring to the sloka number 21 of the 16th. Trividam Narakaskedam Dvaram Nashiram. There are three goes to hell. Three goes will take you to hell. The three goes are Kama, Krodha, Tadha, Lobha, Tasma, Deta, Prayantiti. The three goes are unmanageable desires in people. Kama. Desires destroy you, will never allow you to be happy. Supposing you buy a car, as a one of people, in a few days, we will do this something like looks like an auto, and not good enough, what a better one. When do you stop? You will never stop going for a friend. You will always be dissatisfied with whatever you have. So first one is that desire. Desire is a goal that will take you to hell. Not just all desires. Desires are good. Desire is meant to fight. It's fresh. But Kama, Krodha, extreme desire and anger. These are the greatest thing in our belt is anger. Anger is for rationality. When you take a decision when you are angry, definitely you have not taken a decision in a good way. Kama, Krodha, Tata, Loka. Another greedy. Whatever you have, you want to know. Whatever you are, you have, you don't want. Continuously going on continue. Never understand what life is. If you can avoid these things, Trividam Narakaskevam Dvara Nasanatana, Kama, Krodha, Tata, Loka, Tasma, Data, Trayendriya. He wants you to control over these three things, at least the minimum. When you are cool enough with desire, with anger, with lower, you are a charitable person, then a man who is avoid of these three kama, krodha, and loha, or samotwane tivedara, you have been come out of those three, those of the kamas, and your unnati will have, you will be able to fill money. You will be able to put it in the sense. I usually reference these great people. I did the reference in my class to Ramakrishna Paramasa, Ramana Maharshi, Sai Baba, maybe Shri Baba, Dal Baba, Chandrasekhar Bharati, Shurma Swamiji, and there are many great. They are saints. But there are also family people who are equally great and having a word. So that one is that wonderful life is possible for you if you do three things as the beyond everybody when he lives. Three steps: Shravana, listening, Manana, reflecting, Nidhyasana, trying to put it into practice. You need not to become successful at once. Nobody will be a successful man and be very perfect. In the seven chapter says, many people will come profit for a one place. Who will be at least 20 minutes? One, Manushyanam Sahasreshu Kasit Yatasi 1,000 men, one will try to get Siddhi. Yatadamaki Siddhana, among those, one is from this 1,000, altogether, they will also be trying for that, and then ultimately, one would reach the goal. Others, definitely they are satisfied. Supposing you are a university player, you are happy that you are a university player. Supposing you are a state player, you are better from university or what to say. Supposing you are a national level player, did not go to Olympics, you are still better. You are also having a satisfaction in part. And when the world level, you are one that is different. So, what does Krishna ultimately want you to do? I will tell you the two slokas and complete to talk. Tapasvi Jadiko Yogi Jnani Sarva Anodika Karmi Jasa Diko Yogi Tasman Yogi Bhava. Krishna wants Arjuna to be a yogi. Yogi is a man who does all his responsibilities in the family, for the society and the world around, and offers it back to God. So he is better than Tapasvi. Tapasvi is very poor yogi. Jnana is very Madhurika. He is a better man than the man who knows a lot of things. Karmik Tasjati yogi. He is a better man than a man who does all work to get a result. And therefore he will become a yogi. And again he is present in yogi status. Vede yajna tapasviteva dane kriya palansadeshtam pratyek tatsam vidam viditva yogi parasthan pechitata. If you are a yogi, You are better than a man who reads Veda. Vedic, you are better than a man who reads, who does lot of yajna. You are better than a human being who does a lot of tapas. They won't be a yogi. So, but Krishna's ultimate advice to each one of us, try to be a yogi with your right time, enjoy a beautiful life, and to protect all.
Thank you, Gurudev. So, I'd like to put something across that, Bhagavad Gita that we are learning is a 3 month process where we go into the details of what Krishna is advising of Arjuna is, in the beginning, in a state where he says, let me go see who I should face, and then he completely makes overnight turnaround, and we all do go through these phases of ups and downs, and there's so much of advice. And many times we feel like, okay, there should be a one cure for all, but it does not work like this, right? There's going to be different advices for different situations, different thought processes. So I think one of the key takeaways from what Guru told us is that whether it is distractions, whether it is anger, whether it's desire, while it's normal at normal levels, it's important to have control, and the way it helps us is to be able to practice discipline. Okay, so thank you so much, Gurudev, for your guidance. We have learned today that personality development isn't about becoming somebody else, it's about becoming our best selves. And Bhagavad Gita definitely teaches us to live without fear, to stay balanced in success and failure, and to grow from inside out. Let's remember, even one idea from the Gita, when applied daily, can shape our personality over time with more clarity, confidence, and inner peace. Thank you all for being a part of the session.
Only, if there is a question, it is in Sanskrit, can we understand? A great question you might have. You can understand in one or two readings. I will tell you one sloka, how you will understand it in Sanskrit, but still it is very easy. Patram pushpam phalam toil. Do you understand all the four? Some leaves, some flowers, some fruit, a cup of water. Your may bhakti operation, you give it devotion. I will take it and eat it or drink it when it is driven with full devotion. Many of these slokas are understandable for all Indian language people. I have a good class. I have Gujaratis, Marathis, and then Malayalam people, Telugu people, Marathi, and all people are there. All of them enjoy it because most of the words in Bhagavad Gita sloka have been taken in those languages. So I will give you a perfect confidence. It is not difficult for you. But when you go, then you go through. And also, as the middle said, if you type my name on YouTube, you have Bhagavad Gita, at your time you can just listen to. It is easy. Live classes also you can join if you are interested. It is between 6:30 and 7:30 in the morning, and again 6:30 and 7:30 in the evening. It is open classes for all. So, if you all would like become great people, and you will be the future leaders of this society. So I wish you all the best.
I'm ready.
Thank you so much. You are very. Thank you so much. Anybody any questions? Anybody has any questions to Google? Okay. Thank you so much. It was very much enlightening. And even if there is a Bhagavad Gita, it's very, very helpful. And we know even our students, and we all our students, PG students and UG students,
we do the, I mean, as part of students, so we, or even including us, we get lot of distractions in modern life and, yeah, it is said, no, even Arjuna asked that and with a beautiful video, Yada Samhara it, I think that idea got into everyone's heart. We can relate to that very easily. Lot of distractions are there, but if we practice this, that practice, if we practice that when dangers are around, if we practice controlling ourselves, then we will not deviate from our goals. So as students, all of you will have great goals to achieve in life, and as Shivaswami Mahodaya mentioned, without distractions. We can practice that and we can reduce the distractions and we can stay focused to reach the great challenging goals what you have set in your life. And there are many things, day-to-day life, wherever we even Gayako Shayan Kusa, Sangaste Shupa Jayane. Beautifully it is telling us there are two paths for any individual, there are two possibilities in life. If we choose the right, we can reach the greatest goal, and if we are not mindful, we can even fall down. So actually, as wise people, we need to Gita suggests that when Mahodaya was suggesting, I mean focusing on that, have that choose the right and reach the greatest goal. It is possible. Both the ways, both the possibilities are in front of everyone, and the choice is ours. Shivaswami Mahodaya, I will definitely look into your next classes and share this. Thank you very much on behalf of Carmel College, on behalf of Abhijnana and AS Center and Gaiba Sanskrit Association, on behalf of all the students, PG economics students and Sanskrit first degree students and all interested listeners of the audience, we extend gratitude to you, Shivaswami Mahodaya. Thank you so much. And says you also very beautifully you asked the questions what is very relevant to all of us. And then thank you very much. I heard from Vijayagiri ma'am about your connection with Bhagavad Gita, with Guruji, all that. Thank you so much for taking it very efficiently. Shreyas family, and then Shruti Lomi of special thank you, I know, because you are part of us, you are an alumnus, you are a student, and then I extend warm gratitude to all of you, Madam, Shreyas mother, and little kids, Krishna and Soka, we will be happy for you being here with us for this session. Then I take coordinators, Vijay I can't express the gratitude in one word or anything. You took the initiative and so happy that we could organize this great, powerful session with Shivaswami Mahodaya and yes, this session. Thank you so much, ma'am. And thank you, Manisha ma'am, and the Department of Sanskrit, and all the secretaries and volunteers from Abhijnana and guideline. And all the participants, give yourself a round of applause for being part of the performance. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.